Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back for even more Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light as we go through the Roselle and Kain character pack, Legacy of Kain video game characters. Not super familiar with that series in the sense I know nothing about that series, but I am very interested in it. So last recording we just crashed, and I'm kind of happy for these crashes happening. I'm happy we went through the main story and somehow got it so it didn't crash, and then all of a sudden now it is kind of crashing. That seems to happen quite a lot with games. I don't know why. I could not for a moment tell you a reason why you can get through 75% of a game and it won't crash at all. When you start getting to the end, it will crash. But I suspect it might have to do with just save file reading and writing. I have an SSD, so I don't know what else I could throw at the system to help it with that situation. It's got the fastest hard drive you could probably get, and as far as consumer grade equipment, still having trouble. Maybe it's reading it too fast and you need a slow hard drive for that would be rather annoying if that was the case, and that's a programming bug if it is the situation. But I am glad that there is crashing and people have seen it, because I was definitely experiencing it, and the crashing is very consistent. It has always happens after I die, right when it's trying to reload where I died. It's never loading into a level because I beat the level. It's never just happening. Random occurrences. And that is the only bug is this crashing. So, while still completely unacceptable, it isn't a situation where the game is unbeatable or a bugging mess. It crashes once, you come back, and usually won't crash in the same place until you die at least a couple more times. Try to take out all these guys with our spear of light. And throw all the meatballs down the hole. Come down here. I don't think anything's gonna attack me quite yet. I think we get a bit of clawing action, and then they attack me here. So you would want to take those two out pretty fast, so you're not in the way of that flame. I suppose that could turn into a bothersome situation. It kind of feels like these spheres end up in slightly different places each time. There we go. Lucked out and got 2 out of the 3 balls into the hole. A little faster than what it usually takes. The fact that we have the exploding lava bits here is the real problem. If you're going for a high score, this will hurt your chances, because we'll be getting into a big fight after this, and with the fight we would have hoped to have a score tripler going on. over here and hide behind us. There we go. Now we're gonna triplet back on. As we take out the rest of these guys. Anybody gonna pop up and try and fight me, or am I cool? Cool might be the wrong term for a situation like this. As we're trying to put out fires. Thought something would have popped up, but I guess not. Oh well. And now we hit the puzzle section, which will, if we get really lucky, we'll run through this the first time, but almost certainly not. There's, I guess, no real time limit here. There's a time limit here, but I suppose you could walk really slowly if you wanted to. Oops. I jumped too early that time. Ah, that whole section there doesn't get fired on. Interesting. Saw behind the curtain there a little bit. That whole section is perfectly safe because they put a checkpoint there. There we go. Second try. That's a time saver. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll beat the whole game in this recording. That'd be nice. Yeah, the mirror's wake. Yeah, we're close.
This wasteland was created by Kain's original refusal at the pillars. And amidst all these twists and turns, that event has never changed.
So that is definitely a legacy of Kain dialogue. There's like 9 pillars from what I saw on Wikipedia that have something to do with something. That they are maybe the 9 gods of the world that legacy of Kain is set in. They start exploding.
Is this not beautiful? This is the world I have known these last 2,000 years. My prison has become my kingdom, and soon it will be your grave!
So, I guess the implication here is that this occurrence of the game happened before Lara Croft. But I think at the beginning we still saw Lara Croft leave the mirror. There. So, the story is told from the sense that Lara Croft did her adventure, but in a different dimension and way before her time, Kain and, I forgot his name, Aziel also did that. And it was almost exactly the same thing. Okay. So, I have a challenge here that I will try. Get the spinning ball to move as fast as possible. And I think the only way to do it would be to blow it in there. Obviously that wasn't in time. I don't think I'm ever going to get that done. It doesn't really matter. It's just me giving me an ammo improvement, which, while slightly helpful, isn't bar right up. My bullet capacity soon right up there where I want it to be. It's raining fire. That. See, even with the spear of light, this area here is still dangerous. I still have to get the last piece and then run this way and reveal the stuck. First time he's ever gotten stuck there. Don't get super stuck very often. It happened maybe once or twice in the entire 30 playthroughs we've done here. So, not enough to really complain about it. Not like the crashing, which happened considerably enough to complain about, because even one crash is enough to complain about. And we're done with this level. If you considered each level to only be a level if it ended in a boss fight.
And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever.
Show yourself and face me.
You are too late. Behold, the sunrise is upon us. This world will crumble at my feet, and you will be the first to die.
What's happening? What pathetic charade is this?
I will enjoy destroying them.
So, like I was saying, if you considered each level to only be a level when it had a boss fight at the end, there would have only been 4 levels in this entire game. Which is unacceptably low. And the time is pretty low. They were able to stretch it out with goals and upgrades and things like that, but not enough, and the level of enjoyment isn't great when you're doing the same level over and over again.
Struggle before you die.
The only thing really left here is maybe we'll get a cool ending at the end. I really hope this was just an advertisement. Just giving it free to everybody. I would be really upset. Any game even charged anything for this. I don't think in 2015 people really do stuff like this. Because this is
Face your end.
This is just 100% advertising, and it's worked. I do want to see the Legacy of Kain series. Best case I've heard of play it at some point in the future. But as a YouTuber, I kind of want to play all games at some point in the future, unless they're just horrible garbage. But all can agree there's nothing to be learned from it. But doing too well there. I would recommend not rolling if you can avoid it. Because rolling might put you over 2 or 3 squares. Here, ready to blow this thing up. Would a grenade launcher set the speed up high enough? I don't know if it would or not. Well, it took them long time for those to even come up. I guess they don't do it as much. They just, I think for as much as DLC is still terrible and you should probably have it in your game or release it a long time after your game has come out. They do usually try to make it more substantive than just character models.
My army awakens!
It's been I believe a clear agreement of everybody that nobody really likes those things enough to pay money for them, and enough. I'm sure there is somebody who does pay for every DLC, but there aren't enough people out there to do that. So he jumps up and disappears now, but he doesn't just snap his finger and disappear like he was doing before.
You will not stop me. This world will be consumed by my power.
It's kind of funny, he just runs away. So it must take him some energy to do his magic tricks. I suppose I would not be against if there was just a system in games where all character models were use the same program and every single video game just worked together with the licenses, and they said you can play as any character we've ever made for any game. Why not? But the voice acting and having them say specific things would be difficult to even do what they did here and cut out lines that even somewhat connect to what is going on in the story is somewhat of a difficult task. So it would be just, you can play as a character model, but you didn't hear the voice of the real character of the story, or they would just not say anything.
I will have my revenge!
Why can't I throw it up there and hit him?
You will now witness the power of a true god!
but I wouldn't pay for any DLC like that. I would love to see that level of cooperation between video game makers. I think the legal departments of companies would make that a nightmare. Just to sign a simple contract to say that they are giving permission, a license to use the likenesses of all these characters would go through years of legal wrangling. And there'd probably be the long list of what certain characters could be shown doing versus others.
How can this be?
Let those words be your epitaph. Release me. That demon of filth is mine.
Kill him if it's so damned important.
Die, fiend.
So, in the story of Legacy of Kain, it's the same as the character pack really from the Kain and Lynch series. They kill Zolati instead of putting him back in the mirror. They don't go to the cutscene in which Tolati is watching everything, because theoretically Tolati in these two stories never came back to life. Which is an interesting question in itself. Why did Toltec, is his name, not Tolati, come back to life in the Lara Croft version of the story and not the Kain and Lynch or Legacy of Kain series? And why couldn't they, for that matter, actually find two things that didn't have the same name? Legacy of Kain and Kain and Lynch. It's like somebody somewhere loves the name Kain, apparently. So let's skip this. We have no reason to really watch this. So if we do any of these, what you can't do is do any of the challenge packs, which is a little weird. I think that you can't do the challenge packs with the character packs. So even the DLC here, the add-ons, not really worth it. See what happens when I hit wide open store. Nothing happens because my Steam's not set up to do any of those things, and I'm not sure any of those work. Then if we look for a quick match, no games found. Like, join any available games, no games found. I would suspect heavily that the server is down, has been taken down. Which is why, in general, I don't play multiplayer games, and I don't think you should focus on multiplayer. And this is a game in particular that focuses on co-op multiplayer. It really shouldn't have. If they had spent all the energy they had spent for multiplayer and made this a longer single player game, it would have been a lot better. So one thing I want to see before we wrap up, what is my score for all levels combined? Well, that's not really too bad. At 3,812, that doesn't look too bad. My time is 1 hour and 12 minutes. And if we go to the overall for all levels combined, let's see. How do we do this? Overall, number one, you gotta remember, of 38,000. Let's see. Single player. Number one here is a liar, saying he beat the entire game in 14 seconds. You couldn't even load the game that fast. Number two, number three, liars, saying they beat it in. No, I think those are fractions of seconds too. Cheaters that put things up here. People putting 14 minutes. Come on, be realistic. An hour and 30 minutes for it, that makes sense. An hour and 31 minutes makes sense that would be. Oh no, but that's saying a minute and 31 seconds. 22 minutes? No, come on. This is what I love to look at leaderboards. It's just all the people in the world that are willing to cheat and lie on things that don't even matter. I'm sure there's somebody in the top 100, top 50 that might be telling the truth. They might be a speedrunner. It wouldn't put it past it that you could get it down to 15 minutes, because even my score is not that bad. Let's see, my score was an hour and 12 minutes, and that puts me at 481, and that makes sense, but no, come on. And then when we look at the overall scores, it's the same thing. It's the same person, even, who's number one. Somebody just wanted to cheat, so they're number one at something. Well, guess what? If you have to cheat to be at number one of something, you're not really number one of anything. Same thing. Hard to believe that any of these scores in the top 50 are really accurate or possible. Steam in particular has been easy to hack in games. They're easy to hack and cheat at. But compared to my score, it puts me at 3,812. I got 33,139,800 points. That is my combined best scores for all the game. It's a reasonable amount of score. It's nothing to be upset about. I unlocked almost everything, so this game was good enough to play. I would inherently say, forget the character packs. The story is not there. You don't get any real interesting cutscenes. So if they cost anything, forget them. Even if they're free, kind of forget them, because I wouldn't want to play them. I'd much rather just play this game one time through and as the Lara Croft story and keep it in the back of mind as part of the myth of the Tomb Raider series. But remember also there's been a reboot, so it's really to the point of it's not even really worth playing this game. The sequel to this game is Temple of Osiris. It does not come in the Tomb Raider bundle. I don't know if that's because it was rated so badly or just because the game came out after the bundle was made and it was reviewed to be too short and worse than this game, and this game was pretty short by itself. So I'd say this is an okay game. Its sequel's meh. It's being kind of replaced with Tomb Raider Go for cell phone style games, and I'd say probably play that if you wanted the cell phone adventure, but that one's pretty short too. Inherently the biggest problem here is that they're all just too short. I don't have anything more to say. We've probably gone way too long. The challenge packs, again, to reiterate, not fun. They're not polished. So that's it for Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. Come back tomorrow, unless today is Friday, then come back Monday at the same time and we will be on to a new series. But you really don't have to wait till then for a new series. You can always click on my name, Rydo, to get to my main YouTube page and click on that playlist tab to see all the other series of games I've covered or are covering right now, and check some of those out. So please do that. Also, please like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos, because all of that stuff helps me with YouTube. The other way you can help me out is, again, from my main YouTube channel. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. If you can click that and make any kind of donation, it would be greatly appreciated. Even $1 can go quite a far distance during Steam summer sales. You can also friend and follow me on social media sites like Steam, so if you wanted just to gift me a game and you can figure out how to do that, that is certainly acceptable too. And I do want more people to friend me on Steam and Battle.net. I also want people to follow me on Facebook and Google Plus and Tumblr and Twitter. All of those services want me to have more people. They show that I am a bigger person of influence and that I have a loyal fan base, and they can help me become a more respected YouTube video game critic. Again, I want to say thank you for going through this and putting up with this. This has been probably too long a series. I tried my best to keep it short, but it was a little long, a little repetitive. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.